What's up, beautiful people? This is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist. Good morning. This is Wednesday, and right now it's hammer time. Hammer time. Hammer time. This is hammer time. Every morning, because I'm cool like that, every morning I do hammer time. Every morning I come to you guys from either my studio or my car studio and do hammer time, because hammer time is important. It's what you need to do to get you ready, prepared, get that bullshit out of your head. If you're not going bigger, if you're not thinking bigger, if you're not thinking about your mission, your goals, big, giant, fat goals, if you're not thinking about big goals, you're going to be stuck in thinking about, oh my God, I don't know, like what to eat today, washing the dishes. You're going to get stuck in all the BS. You're going to get stuck in the little stuff, right? You're going to get stuck in the, oh man, I needed to go wash the car, but I didn't, but it was my wife's turn. No, man. Oh, man. No, it was my turn, but blah, blah, blah. You'll get stuck in all BS. And if you have big, giant goals, if you're thinking bigger, you don't get stuck in that. People that get stuck on the BS are not thinking bigger. That's the problem, You're not thinking bigger. You're not thinking outside. It's, one of my mentors says, you're being selfish, right? Because it's all about me. You're thinking about your needs, your emotions, the things that bother you. And every time people are like, man, this is what bothers me. This is what bothers me. This is what bothers me about you. This is what bothers me about that. They're selfish. They're irresponsible, selfish people, because you're just thinking about what bothers you. You're not thinking outside. You got to go outside. And it's tricky. It's tricky to go outside of yourself. Because as you're working, as you're doing the thing that you're doing, whatever that is, I don't know, maybe you're an artist, you're trying to get some artwork going or whatever. As you're doing that, you're going to be experiencing life differently. You're going to be experiencing. It really comes down to your mission. You're going to be experiencing things differently. You're going to be experiencing, oh man, maybe your case is you're a single mom that, I don't know, you have all these responsibilities to take care of. And you want to be an artist, right? You want to be a full-time artist. And so you have this other dynamic than maybe a mom who has the support of, her partner and on and on and on. It's different, right? It's different. There's going to be a different dynamic. Nevertheless, having said that, if you're not thinking larger outside of yourself, you're going to get consumed. You're going to get consumed by all the little stuff. There's a lot of little stuff that you can get consumed by. Simple as the weather. It's too hot. It's too cold. It's too humid. That'll mess you up like that. In a matter of seconds, it'll mess you up. Politics, that'll mess you up right away. Right? If you invested in it, the news, no doubt about that. No doubt about the news, politics, even the weather. Like I said, the weather will mess you up. You start thinking about the weather and how you don't like the weather and how come the weather can't be just the right way, just the way you like it, and on and on and on. So it's a tricky thing to do, guys. It's a tricky thing to do when you encounter these things. It's even trickier when you have a partner and then one of you encounters this. Either you or your partner, or maybe both, are complaining about the little stuff in life. I ordered this and it didn't get here, and now I'm upset, and it's all the little stuff. It's all the little stuff, and you have to constantly get out of yourself. That is the trick of life, I believe. The trick of life is that you constantly have to get out of your own head. How do you do that? Well, people say you gotta stop thinking about it. I mean, yeah, sure, but try that. See how well it goes. It's difficult because that's all you got to think about. See, I see it as a lion in Africa, right? I picture myself as a lion in Africa, like this lion, and I'm after a zebra. But if I'm not thinking about the zebra, even my own shadow, I'm going to start playing with my own shadow. You know what I mean? Start playing with the little stuff. Or I'll start playing with a little mouse, you know, little rodent. Who knows? Maybe you even start playing with the ants, right? You start like, oh my God, can I catch this ant? Oh, let me see if I can catch this ant. Oh, the ant got away. Or a little rabbit. Oh man, the rabbit got away. But dude, you're a lion. What the hell are you doing chasing little game? Don't be chasing little game. Go after the big game. Go after the big stuff. And I think as artists, we tend to do this. We start going after little stuff rather than the big game. You know, we start thinking about all the minutia. So, rather than doing that, what can you do? Well, start looking at where you're going. Start paying attention to where you're going. What is the thing that matters most? Is it the climate? Is it the weather? Right? That day, is it raining, and therefore you can't go paint outside? Or is it that you're going to be, I don't know, the best plein air painter in your town or in the country or in the world? Who knows? Why not? Like what is it, you know? What are you going to focus on? Because that's the most important thing. I believe that if you are not in line with your focus, you're going to be running everywhere. How's it going, Kenny? I'm going to order some coffee because it's time for my coffee. I promise you, it's time for coffee.
Good morning, thanks for stopping by. Starbucks, what can we get for you?
Yeah, can I please have a venti iced coffee?
How do you take your iced coffee?
With soy.
Okay.
And one package of sweet and low in there.
You got it. Anything else?
Yeah, venti pike place with steamed half and half and classic. That's mine.
Steamed half and half and classic?
Yeah.
Okay.
And let me have 2 ice waters.
Okay.
And 2 bagels with cream cheese.
What kind of bagels would you like?
Oh, it's a good one. Everything bagels.
2 everything bagels toasted with cream cheese?
Yeah, and let me have 2 banana nut breads, please.
Warmed up?
Warmed up. Ooh. And a regular milk. One of those little
milk?
Box milk.
We have vanilla, plain, and chocolate.
Plain.
Gotcha.
Thank
Anything
you.
else for you?
That would be all.
2060, we'll see you at the window.
Thank you. Right.
Thank you.
I might even order some apples or something, you know? I feel like I come to the grocery store when I come to the Starbucks. What's up, Kenny? So, guys, it's hammer time. I'm talking about getting your shit right. Get your shit right from the start, you know? If you're not thinking about big solutions, you know, if you're not thinking about big giant vision, you know, something big that you're going to do as an artist, you're going to get stuck in the minutia. I promise you. I'm all promising shit, but I do.
Hello, 2060. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Good. You guys should get a Starbucks reward card.
You right?
You should do it. You're here so often.
I know. I was just thinking, man, I have to get some apples too. I feel like I come to the grocery store.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, you guys are gonna get stuck in the minutia if you're not careful. And that's a problem. You know, it's a challenge. A lot of people have this challenge. You get stuck in the minutia. You get stuck in the little stuff. Let me picture it again really quick. Look, If you're an artist and you're not thinking about, man, I'm gonna crush this year, I'm gonna go get a lot of gallery exhibits and on and on and on. If you're not thinking like that, here's what you're thinking about. Oh, I can't blend colors correctly. Oh, last time I made a painting and it sold. I wonder what I did right. Let me see. Oh no. Was it the composition? You're gonna get stuck in the bullshit. I promise you. That's what happens to every artist out there. Just about every artist out there. If you're not thinking big, you get stuck in the little stuff. And when you get stuck in the little stuff, you can't move forward. I do it like this. I say it like this. It's like a lion in Africa. Okay? You're lying in Africa. What the hell? You're going after a zebra, right? You're going to a zebra, a gazelle, a gazelle. if you're not thinking about that type of game, man, you're even going to be playing with your shadow, or some rodent at best, or I don't know. You're going to be playing with the ants. You'll be like, oh, I'm going to go catch that ant. What the hell are you doing trying to catch a rodent, a rabbit, an ant? If you're a lion, go after the zebra. You're missing out on your potential and your power. Go after the zebra. You know, I don't know, go get a water buffalo. Go get something big. You have the power to anyways. Why get stuck in the jackrabbit? Besides that, jackrabbit's probably going to outrun you anyways. This is what problems do. Problems outrun you. They out-hide you.
There you go, hon.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
They don't let you. They don't let you. They don't let you breathe. You know, what if it's not you? What if it's your partner? Then you got to handle that. Now, you don't handle this by arguing and shit. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna tell you how to handle situations with the partner. You guys know that. But what I do know is that in business, okay? In business, if you're an artist and you're trying to go somewhere and your partner is like, oh my God, this is BS. I wanted to, I don't know, go to the movies tonight and you promised me and there's no movies tonight. Or you get stuck in the bullshit, right? You'll get stuck in the bullshit. Or maybe you do it, right? I ordered this and I didn't get it. Oh, now I'm mad. You know, like playing with your emotions and that's what rodents are, emotions, right? That's what ants are, little shit, emotions. Like, how do you feel about the weather? It's stupid. It's a stupid thing. Like, I don't feel shit about the weather. I don't care if it's raining, snowing, or it's hot. Now, I'm talking from a pragmatic standpoint. I'm not talking about from, like, global warming and climate change and some serious shit happening. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like today you woke up and you're like, oh, it's hot, you know? So fucking what that it's hot? Like, what does that have to do with me? I'm going after a gazelle. I'm going after a zebra. Oh, I don't know how to blend colors. Tough shit, so what? Like, blend colors, bad. Who cares? Until you do it right. It doesn't matter what is right anyways. It's very simple, guys, but we end up hurting ourselves so often because I believe this is what happens. We go into our head, into our mind, which is our emotions, right? We go, you start thinking, the next thing is emotions. There's 3 steps to bullshit, right? You start thinking about something, it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. You just need to start thinking about it long enough. Long enough could be 20 seconds into it. Or it could be a whole day. A whole day would probably ruin a whole year. I don't know. But you just start thinking about something. Okay? That's the first step. To mess something up, you start thinking about something. The second step, you start feeling. You start having emotions. You start having how you feel about what you're thinking. Okay? You're in deep waters by now. How you feel about what you're thinking. And then the third thing, you just give up. You give up. You have no exit. You're so consuming your thoughts and your emotions. You're not even consuming your thoughts anymore. Now you're consuming your emotions. You have no exit. This is why I believe people get into in places of anxiety and a lot of frustration and a lot of negativity. I know because I was there. You know, all you have to do is start thinking about something long enough. It doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. Okay? Okay, this step does not matter. You could be thinking about how much creativity you have and what you're going to paint and all the cool stuff you're going to do. Keep thinking about it and don't put action behind it. Watch what happens. It'll soon, almost right away, will turn into a negative. This is what happens with almost all thinking process. They turn into negatives. You have to get out of thinking. See, one of my mentors says the problem is, and this guy has nothing to do with art. This guy's a business coach. He's one of those entrepreneurs guys. He always says, dude, the problem is that you're thinking too much. That is always the problem. You're overthinking everything. You think too much. And when you think too much, you're focusing on the little shit. That's all you're doing. When you're thinking too much, anyone thinking too much is not thinking big. I promise that. Anyone thinking too much is not thinking big. You're thinking small. You may be thinking about something big, but you're focused on something small. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to be a great artist and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know, I'm going to get this awesome gallery exhibit and I'm going to be so awesome as an artist. And I don't know, you're going to become wealthy and famous and shit. And if you're thinking too much, you're going to start thinking about, oh, but I want to be known as the artist who A, B, and C. I want to be known as the artist that paints only landscapes that look like this and like that. And you start, see, what happens is that you go big. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to go big. But you have to put action behind it and stop thinking, because you go big and then you start cherry picking your way around it. You start thinking about all the minutia. And that's the problem. Another thing that happens is that you may be thinking big. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it big. I'm gonna make it big. I'm gonna, you know, I don't know, make a lot of money selling my artwork and this and that. You may be thinking big, but if you don't constantly go after that big, right? After not thinking, but after that idea of big, you sooner than later, almost right away, are going to start thinking about the bills in your home. You're going to start thinking about how expensive art materials are. You're going to start thinking about all the bullshit that people think about. That is important, but it has no place in your thinking. Like, it has no place in the big picture. It has no place in the big picture. But we do this all the time. We do this to ourselves. It's almost like a self-sabotage. And it's sad because so many people have such great potential, but it's your emotions. Your emotions, due to your thinking, are the thing that are gonna stop you. They are the thing that are gonna stop you. You're gonna start thinking about bullshit, and then you're gonna have emotions about how you feel about that bullshit you're thinking, which is always little stuff, right? It's bullshit. It's little stuff. You're going to have emotions about how you feel about that, and then you're going to stop yourself. It doesn't matter whether you're an artist, a musician, you could be whatever, you could be a realtor. That is the formula to mess a day up. So what do you do? Okay, now that I stressed on this, what do you do? What do you do to switch it? The way that I see it, what has worked for me and what I have learned from a mentor is that you start thinking big and you get out of yourself. Meaning you get out of yourself, meaning you start putting action to it. You stop. See, you set up an intention of something big. You're like, oh man, I'm going to get, but you have to do this daily, right? I do it twice a day. I'm going to go get, 50 exhibits this year. This is my plan. I'm going to go get 50 art exhibits. I'm going to go get into 10 different online platforms. And this is my income. This is what my income is going to look like yearly. And on and on and on. And this is how I'm going to help my family. This is how I'm going to help the world. And this is how I'm going to contribute. And on, right? My thinking, you have to get it to the ridiculous side, right? To the ridiculous side. One of my ridiculous side thoughts are, I'm going to be friends with Elon Musk and we're going to put some artwork in Mars, right? You blow it up out of proportion. And then you get out of it. You get out of it by implementing action. Okay, what actions can I take that will take me there, right? What actions? Not a to-do list, because a to-do list is something that you're doing today. It's a breakdown of those actions. For example, I'm going to go big What actions can I take? Oh man, I have to call 100 galleries. I have to get galleries, right? Oh, okay. What is the to-do list? Oh, okay. Well, the to-do list is I'm going to go see how many galleries there are in my city, and I'm going to tackle 2 today. You see what I mean? Or I'm going to tackle 3. Or I'm going to go drive up to I don't know, to this brick and mortar establishment that, I don't know, a cafe or whatever, and that's going to be one of my targets or whatever, right? But it's a to-do. It's a to-do. It's got to do with a to-do of today. It's not, but you move into action is what I'm trying to say. You move from the big into action. And you keep reminding yourself of the big. See, the big is your compass, is where you're going. The big is your compass. It's like, oh man, I'm gonna be a world famous artist. Awesome, that's my compass. Even if, okay, let's say that you don't land it, right? The people are like, man, that's ridiculous. You're not gonna be a world famous artist. Okay, let's say that I don't land it. Would you be okay if you don't land it? Let's say that you didn't land it. Will you be okay being an artist that is famous in your city, in your state? Maybe only in the country, maybe only in the state, maybe only in your city. Will you be okay? I'm sure you will be okay. But the goal has to be bigger. All right, guys. I'll leave you with that. My name is Jose Trujillo. I am the world's greatest living artist. Take care. Talk to you soon.